Hey guys, this is Geeky Girl. I've decided to make my first official video about a very controversial character that will appear in The Desolation of Smaug, and they're back again. Her name is Tauriel. She is an elf. She is the captain of the guard in Mirkwood. And I think, okay, here comes the discussion time. When I watched the trailer several times, and I enjoyed it greatly. I thought it was great. It looks exciting and interesting. When I saw Tauriel, that was the very first introduction to any video I'd ever seen with Evangeline Lilly in, and I liked her. I thought she was an amazing actress for the few clips. I know there's not many, but there's enough where I got this feel this is going to be a very cool character. This is going to be a character that it's just going to live on in the hearts of several of the fans. But then again, there are some people out there I know that do not like her. In the months preceding this, I remember when they first announced, oh, we're going to add a new female character into the movie, and in fact she's an elf in Mirkwood. I remember my first initial reaction. I went, oh, that's interesting. It's a female elf in Mirkwood. Wait, Peter, got a question for you. Is she a love interest of a certain prince? And it was literally the next day or within that next week, Peter Jackson said, no, she does not have any romantic attachment to Legolas. And I remember I just stepped back and I went, thank you. I was so nervous just because that was something that, okay, I'll admit it right now. I am an Orlando Bloom fan. He was the first movie love of my life. And that will stay with me forever, of course. But that was probably my first introduction to the character, the idea of a female elf in The Hobbit. And I've read The Hobbit several times, and there isn't any female character that is specifically mentioned or put a focus on. And so I thought, whoa, that'll be different. In a good way. I thought it'd be neat. But then again, within all these months leading up to it, people had been, oh no, goodness, I don't like her. And just these nasty comments all over the internet. And I thought, what in the world? So, really, I've never been able to understand it. I've thought of several of the problems. I mean, back when The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings came out, so many people wanted to say, oh, J.R.R. Tolkien was a sexist because he didn't have that many women in his books. In The Hobbit, he didn't have any women in his books, so he must be sexist. I don't believe he was sexist at all. I'll just say it like that. Think about it. Éowyn was the one who took out the Witch King and the Nazgul on her own. That was fantastic. Galadriel is noted as being the wisest of her race. And that's no small compliment. Elves are known for being wise and everything, and when you're noted as being the wisest, especially a woman, that's fantastic. My thing was, though, the people wanted to call J.R. Tolkien sexist. And 70 years down the road, when here comes Peter Jackson to make The Hobbit, oh, we're going to add a female elf. People were, no, we don't want her. She's going to be a love interest. We don't want her. And then it just snowballed from there. And I remember it's a circle. He's a sexist. 7 years down the road, can we bring in a female character? No, she's just going to be a love interest. So just keep it all guys. That's something I've never been able to understand. Another problem is, the people want to claim that they are purists. I can understand wanting the movies to be exactly like the book. But then again, sometimes you want more. I know I thought it was fantastic that they were making The Hobbit. I remember I was in 7th grade when the official announcement came out. Oh, we're gonna make The Hobbit into a movie. I was so happy. And then, and then lost my train of thought. But I knew this much. I got into the history of all that, and I thought of myself as a purist, but then I realized I'm not. I'm not a purist because when you think about when it got closer and closer to them filming it, I thought, I've read this book, and there's this character and this character and this character. Could they put it like this? Could they put it like that? Could they change it up? And then I remember we got to the whole part in Mirkwood, and technically, that's the key word, technically, Legolas would have been there. Because, well, in the book, it's about 60 years before the beginning of the Lord of the Rings. When Frodo got the ring, and that was he left. Frodo got the ring, and he waited 17 years before he went to destroy it. So, in the books, it was technically 77 years before then. And 77 years, an elf is still adolescence, in adolescence or everything. And I don't know how old Legolas is, but I do believe he's older than that. I would say he's about 500 to 700 years old. I don't know, but like I said, the keyword, technically, he would be there. He would be in Mirkwood. He would be with the king, who is his father. And I thought, could they add him in there? And I'd be fine with that. And so I started thinking, would I be okay with anything else? Could they add any more characters in? And I'm fine with them adding a female elf in there, as long as she's not a love interest of Legolas or the king or anything like that. I'm fine. But I think she's gonna do great. When people they don't want her. They don't want a girl there because they think the only purpose she'll serve is a love interest. And no. I think she's gonna be great. She looked good. She looked like an elf, if that makes any sense. And her acting, the little bits we saw of it, I think she's gonna be very convincing. She's gonna be wonderful. And another thing we can always, think about is think about who's helming this. Peter Jackson. He did not let me down with the first Hobbit. I remember I was very, very nervous. I was, okay, he did great in Lord of the Rings. He did great. He left out parts of the book, understandably, but I think he got the essence of the story down. Now let's see what he's gonna do in The Hobbit and the whole movie The Hobbit. I was excited. I was on the edge of my seat because literally I think everything up to the end of the movie, from the beginning to the end, everything of those parts in the chapter actually is in the book. I think he used everything, and I remember I was just like, oh, I recognize that. I recognize that from reading such and such a chapter. And then when he added stuff from after the Lord of the Rings, the little section at the back of it that went into the history of the Hobbit, what would have gone on also at that time, I was so excited because he added more to the story. And so he didn't let me down with that first one. I don't think he'll let anyone down for the next 2 films. They look great. I think the cast is going to do fabulous. I'm very excited for the film. I wish Peter Jackson, all of those guys, the best. They have made some wonderful films, and I can't wait to see in December The Desolation of Smaug, There and Back Again. I think it's gonna be great, and I think the addition of a female character, in a male-dominated book, now movies, I think it'll be a great addition. I mean, think about it. I don't think there was any complaints that Galadriel was back. So, I don't know. But I think they're gonna do great. She looked fantastic. I know I keep going back to that, but she was amazing. That is the what I see when I think of an elf, a female elf. That's kind of what I see. Someone a lady who can be a warrior, who can stand up for herself and kick butt. And I think Evangeline will be able to do that. She was amazing, and I cannot wait to see more of her in the movies. And I'm very excited. So, like I said, I wish the best of luck to all of the Hobbit cast and crew. They're gonna do great. Thanks. Bye. Hey guys, I hope you enjoy my video. I'm thinking of maybe remaking it when I have more information about the character, just so I have a bit more substance. But I hope you enjoyed this first video, and I hope to make more soon. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and more videos will be up soon. Thanks for watching. Bye guys!